Hello students, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. Students, in the previous class we have completed lesson number 9, that is data handling. Now in today's class we are going to start new lesson, that is lesson number 11, algebra. So without wasting our time, so let us move towards learning a new concept, new lesson, that is algebra. It is lesson number 11. Our study so far has been with numbers and shapes. So students, till now we have learnt more about numbers. It means we have learnt about whole numbers, integers, positive numbers, negative numbers, natural numbers, and we have also studied about different elementary shapes. Okay. So we have learnt numbers. Operation on numbers. What are the operations? Like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and the properties of numbers. For example, we have learned different types of properties in whole numbers, commutative property, this type of properties we have seen. We applied our knowledge of numbers to various problems in our life. We applied our knowledge to various problems in our life. It means wherever necessary we have used the numbers and solved by taking various problems in our life. The branch of mathematics in which we studied the numbers is called arithmetic. Okay. So in mathematics in which we studied more about the numbers, it is called arithmetic. We have also learnt about figures in 2 and 3 dimensional and their properties. The branch of mathematics in which we studied shapes is called geometry. Okay, so till now we have studied about numbers and shapes. So the branch of mathematics which tells us more about the numbers and in which we have studied about the numbers in detail, that branch is called as arithmetic. It is called as arithmetic. And the branch of mathematics in which we studied about the shapes is called as geometry. Now we begin the study of another branch of mathematics, that is called as algebra. It is algebra. The main feature of the new branch which we are going to study is the use of letters. It means, students, now we have seen the numbers, shapes. Now in this branch, that is algebra, we are going to study more about the letters. It means the alphabets. Where do we use it? How do we use it? We are going to see it. Use of letters will allow us to write rules and formulas in a general way. So there are few formulas and rules where we use these alphabets. For example, we can take the area of rectangle, that is length into breadth. So for length we have taken L as a letter and for breadth we have taken B. So L into B. So to write few rules and few formulas we use the letters. It means we use the branch that is called as algebra. By using letters we can talk about any number and not just a particular number. So a number indicates any number. For example, we can say that Rahul has n number of chocolates. So we don't know how many chocolates does he have. It may be 10 chocolates or it may be 100 chocolates. So n represents about any number. It represents about any number. It is not a particular number. Secondly, letters may stand for unknown quantities. It means, now see, Rahul has n number of chocolates. So we don't know what is n, we don't know the exact value of n. So we can tell it is an unknown quantity. By learning methods of determining unknowns, we develop powerful tools for solving puzzles and many problems from daily life. So in our day-to-day life, we find many things which are in the form of unknown quantities or values. So by using this tool, we can solve many problems in our day-to-day life. For example, I can tell you like 1 kg rice is equal to 55 rupees. Then what is the cost of rice for 3.5 kg? So we need to find this. So we don't know the exact amount. So to find this, we use the letters and we can solve this type of problems in our day-to-day life. So thirdly, since letters stand for numbers, operations can be performed on them as on numbers. So letters stands for numbers. So n number of chocolates, it means it's a number. But the number is unknown. So operations can be performed and we can find the number. This leads to the study of algebraic expressions and their properties. So when we are finding the number or the letter, then we are using the algebraic expressions and their properties. Okay. You will find algebra interesting and useful. It is very useful in solving problems. Let us begin our study with simple examples. See here, Amina matchstick pattern. Amina and Sarita are making patterns with matchstick. Okay, they are making patterns with matchstick. They decide to make simple patterns of the letters of the English alphabet. Amina takes 2 matchsticks and forms the letter L as shown in the figure 11.1. See, she has taken 2 matchsticks and she has shown the figure L. Okay. Then Sarita also picks 2 matchsticks, form another L and puts into next to one made by Amina. Okay. So this is the shape L, letter L which is made, and Sarita take 2 more matchsticks and put same in front of the matchstick what made by Amina. Okay. Then Amina adds 1 more L. So this is made by Amina, again by Sarita, and this is again made by Amina. So they are going on putting. Okay students. So their friend Appu comes in. He looks at the pattern. Appu always asks questions. He asks the girls how many matchsticks will be required to make 7 L's. Okay. He asks, if we want to make this type of 7 L's, how many matchsticks are required? Amina and Sarita are systematic. They go on forming the patterns with 1 L, 2 L's, 3 L's and so on to prepare a table. See what Amina and Sarita had did, the number of L forms. So we know that to form the 1 L, we need 2 matchsticks. So to form 2 L, we need 4 matchsticks, 3 L, 6 matchsticks, 4 L, 8 matchsticks, 5 L, 10 matchsticks, 6 L, 12 matchsticks and 7 L, 14 matchsticks. So they came to an conclusion, to prepare or to make 7 L, they need 14 matchsticks. Okay. Appu gets the answer to his question from the table. 7 L's require 14 matchsticks. How many matchsticks are required to prepare 7 L's? 14 matchsticks. While writing the table, Amina realizes that the number of matchsticks required is twice the number of L's formed. So Amina just saw, by seeing the table, she observed that the number of matchsticks required to prepare L are double. Double of 1 is 2, 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10, 6 2s are 12, 7 2s are 14, 8 2s are 16. It means this number of matchsticks required to prepare the L's are double of the number. So we can write number of matchsticks required is equal to 2 into number of L's. 2 into number of L's. For convenience, let us write letter N for the number. So students, see, we need to find the number of matchsticks. So we will write N. So we will take letter N for the number, to find the number of matchsticks. So if 1 L is made, N is equal to 1. If 2 L's are made, n is equal to 2 and so on. Thus, n can be any natural number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then write number of matchsticks required, that is 2 into n, because if we want to prepare 2 L's, then we require 2 matchsticks are required for 1 L. So, how many we need to prepare L's? 2. So, 2 2s are 4. So, we require 4 matchsticks. We will see this example in detail. So, first I will explain you one example. See, it is from exercise 11.1. Find the rule which gives the number of matchsticks required to make the following matchstick pattern. Use a variable to write the rule. See here students, now we need to make a pattern of letter T. We need to make a pattern of letter T by using the matchstick. So, for preparing one matchsticks, the number of matchsticks required are this is T. The number of matchsticks required are 2. But how many T we have made? 1 T. So, number of T made or T formed is 1. Here we have formed 2 T's. So, number of T formed are 2. Number of T formed are 3. So, here n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3 represents the number of T formed. Okay, do not get confused. See properly, here n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3 indicates that the number of T formed. Here 1 T is formed, here 2 T's are formed and here 3 T's are formed. Now see, for n is equal to 1, how many matchsticks we required? 2 matchsticks. So, we can multiply 2 into n, right. Now, for n is equal to 2, how many matchsticks are required? 2 matchsticks. So, 2 into 2. Again, for n is equal to 3, how many matchsticks we required for 1 T? 2. So, 2 into 3. See, once again I will repeat. Now, we have n is equal to 1. So, how many matchsticks we required for preparing or for forming 1 T? 2 matchsticks. So, 1 should be multiplied by 2. So, how many matchsticks do we require? 2. Now, in the same way, to prepare or to form 2 T's, 2 should be multiplied by 2, because number of T's to be made are 2 and number of matchsticks required are 2. So, 2 2s are 4. Okay. We will see for 3, how many T's to be formed? 3 T's. So, number of T's to be formed are 3 and number of matchsticks required are 2. So, 3 2s are 6. 3 2s are 6. So, rule is 2n. Rule is 2n. It means 2 into n. 2 into number of T's to be formed. 2 into number of T's to be formed. Let us take one more example of U. See, to prepare or to form U, we required 3 matchsticks. One U formation, we take number of U formed 1, n is equal to 1. Number of U formed are 2, number of U formed are 3, number of U formed are 4. So, for preparing or for forming 1 U, we required 3 matchsticks. So, 3 multiplied by 1. How many matchsticks? 3 matchsticks. So, again how many U are to be formed? 2 U. 2 multiplied by 3. 2 3s are 6. So, 6 matchsticks. How many U's are to be formed? 3. So, 3 3s are 9. How many matchsticks? 9 matchsticks. Here 4 U's, 3 matchsticks, 4 3s are 12. So, how many matchsticks? 12. So, here we have the rule 3n. We have the rule 3n, that is 3 into number of U's to be made. So, Same we can find the pattern for Z, V, E and A. See students, there is a pattern for S. So, S can be formed in this way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we required 5 matchsticks to prepare S, okay, and A can be prepared in this way. Yeah. Now, after this Sarita says the rule is very powerful. The rule is very powerful. Using the rule, I can say how many matchsticks are required to form 100 L's. Is it right? So, if we know to find 1 U or 1 V or 1 L, we require how many matchsticks? The same can be applied to find 100 of L's to be formed. Now, we will see the idea of a variable. In the above example, we found a rule to give the number of matchsticks. Okay. In the above example, we have found the rule to give the number of matchsticks required to make a pattern of L's. Required to make a pattern of L's. So, the rule was number of matchsticks required is equal to 2n. Number of matchsticks required is equal to 2n. Here n is the number of L's in the pattern and n to take the values as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Let us look at the table 1 once again. In the table, the value of n goes on changing. It means increasing. As a result, the number of matchsticks also goes on changing. So, you can see in the table the number of L are changing and so number of matchsticks required are also changing. N is an example of a variable. So, n where we are using, it is a letter, n is a letter. So, this comes under algebra and n is called as variable. It is called as variable. It means the value is unknown. The value is unknown, but we can give a value to n and we can find the answer. So, see here, n is an example of a variable. Its value is not fixed. Its value is not fixed. See, it is not fixed, as we have taken first in place of n we have put 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. We wrote the rule of numbers of matchsticks required using variable n. So, we have written the rule, that is for L we have written 2n, for U we have written 3n, for Z we can write again 3n. So, the rule changes for different variables. The word variable means something that can vary. The word variable means something that can vary. Vary means change. The value of a variable is not fixed. The value of variable is not fixed. It goes on changing. It can take different values. We shall look at another example of matchsticks pattern to learn about variables. Now, let us see one more another pattern. See, Amina and Sarita have become quite interested in matchstick patterns. They now want to try a pattern for letter C. To make one C, they use 3 matchsticks. So, 3 matchsticks, here n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4. So, we know for making one C, we require 3 matchsticks. So, n is equal to 1, that means 1 should be multiplied by 3, we get 3 matchsticks. Now, how many C are here? 2 C's. So, 2 should be multiplied by 3, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12, 5 3s are 15. So, it goes on continuing. So, here the pattern formed is 3n. It means 3 should be multiplied by n, where n is number of alphabet formed. It may be C or it may be A or S or anything else. Okay. She has used the letter n for the number C's. n is a variable. Variable, it means the value goes on changing. It means we can, in place of n, we can take 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on can be continued. Do you agree with Sarita? Yes, do you agree students? Yes, because the n is variable, it goes on changing and we get the number of matchsticks required to form different number of C's. Remember 3n is the same as 3 into n. So 3n, no symbol is there in between but it indicates 3 into n. 3 into n. Next, Amina and Sarita wish to make a pattern of F's. They wish to make a pattern of F's. They make one F using 4 matchsticks. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. For making one F, they required how many matchsticks? 4 matchsticks. Can you now write the rule of making of pattern F? So students, by seeing this, can you write the rule of making pattern F? Yes, very easily. So think of letters. What will be the rule of pattern here? N is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. And so how many matchsticks we require? 4. So 4n will be the pattern. 4n will be the pattern or the formula to be used, where n is the variable and it goes on changing and the variable will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 will be continuing. Okay. So 4n is the pattern we use to find the number of matchsticks required to make or form the alphabet F. Think of the other letters of the alphabets and other shapes that can be made from matchstick. For example, U, 3 matchsticks, V, 2 matchsticks, triangle, we require 3 matchsticks, square, 4 matchsticks. Choose any 5 and write the rules for making matchsticks pattern with them. So this was about making of matchsticks pattern. Let us move to next. We have used the letter n to show a variable. Okay. Students, now to find the number of matchsticks, so number indicates n. So we have used n. So Raju asks, why not m? There is nothing special about n. Any letter can be used, right? So one may use any letter as m, l, p, x, y, z, etc. to show a variable. Remember, a variable is a number which does not have a fixed value. Every time you have to remember any letter, that is m, l, p, x, y, z, n, that we use as a variable, and a variable is a number which does not have any fixed value. It does not have any fixed value. The values go on changing. For example, the number 5 or the number 100 or any other given number is not a variable. They have different values. Similarly, the number of angles of a triangle has a fixed value, that is 3. It is not a variable. The number of corners of a quadrilateral, 4. How many corners are there for a quadrilateral? 4. So the value is fixed. So it is not a variable. It is also not a variable, but n is the examples where we have looked is a variable. It takes on various values 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us now consider variables in a more familiar situation. Students went to buy notebooks from the school bookstore. Price of one notebook is rupees 5. Munnu wants to buy 5 notebooks. Appu wants to buy 7 notebooks. Sara wants to buy 4 notebooks, and so on. How much money should a student carry when she or he goes to the bookstore to buy notebooks? So there are 3 students, Munnu, Appu and Sara. Munnu wants to buy 5 notebooks, Appu wants to buy 7 notebooks, Sara wants to buy 4 notebooks, and the price of one notebook is rupees 5. So we need to find how much money they need to take. This will depend on how many notebooks the students want to buy. The student work together to prepare a table. So students, just now we have seen the number of matchsticks required. In same way we can find the number of means the money to be carried by the students. So if students want to buy one book, he requires 5 rupees, 2 books 10 rupees. So 2 2s are 10, 3 books 15 rupees. By seeing this table we understand this. So the letter M stands for the number of notebook of a students to buy. So we can see number of notebooks a student wants to buy is M. Here M is variable. We can take the value of M as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The total cost of M notebooks is given by the rule. Total cost in rupees. 5 into number of notebooks required. So 5 into number of notebook, it means the variable we have taken M. We have taken the variable M. M indicates number of notebooks required. So if I want to buy 5 notebooks, so I will take in place of M 5. So 5 5s are 25 rupees I need to carry with me. Next, if Munnu wants to buy 5 notebooks, taking M is equal to 5. We say that Munnu should carry rupees 5 into 5 or rupees 25 with him to the school bookstore. Take us one more example for the Republic Day celebration. In the school, children are going to perform mass drill in the presence of chief guest. They stand 10 in a row. How many children can there be in the drill? Okay, so students are going to perform drill in the presence of chief guest. So in one row 10 students can stand. 10 students can stand in one row. The number of children depends upon the number of rows. If there is one row, 10 children. If there are 2 rows, 20 children. If 3 rows, 30 children. So for rows we can take as R. We can take as R. So if one row 10, if 2 rows then 20, because 2 into 10, 20. Then if 3 rows, 3 into 10, that is 30. Okay. Here R is variable which stand for number of rows. So takes on values of 1, 2, 3, 4. In all the examples seen so far, the variable was multiplied by a number. There can be different situations as well in which the numbers are added to or subtracted from the variable as seen below. Sarita says that she has 10 more marbles in her collection than Amina. Okay. It means if Amina has 20 marbles, then Sarita has 30. We can find this orally. If Amina has 30 marbles, then Sarita has 40. Means 10 more than Amina. We do not know exactly the number of marbles that Amina has. How many marbles Amina have, we don't know, but we know if Amina has 20, Sarita has 30, it means 10 extra. If Amina has 30, Sarita has 40. But we know that Sarita's marbles is equal to Amina's plus 10. We shall denote Amina's marbles by the letter X. So here X is the variable and we can give the expression as X plus 10. Means if Sarita has 20, 20 plus 10, 30. If Sarita has 30, 30 plus 10, 40. In this way we can find the number of marbles they have. So students, we have seen till now about the different branch of mathematics, that is if the branch of mathematics that is dealing with numbers, it is called as arithmetic. If we are dealing with or if we are studying more about shapes, it is geometry, and in this lesson we are going to learn more about letters. So this branch is known as algebra. Till now we have seen the different patterns and we know about the variable that is unknown and it goes on changing. So in the next class we will see examples from exercise 11.1. Thank you students.